Hey you guys, Nene and Pootie and Daddy just left. They know I'm going to rehab tomorrow, and the one I'm going to is quite a distance. And I really don't like to see my children come too many times to see me in the hospital because I don't want Pootie to look at being in the hospital, me being in the hospital as the norm, because it's getting to be quite often. I've been in the hospital for over a week now. And tomorrow I go to a rehab to stay for at least 2 weeks, minimum. I feel so guilty. You know, I always thought that God spoke to me when I met Chuck. And by him, as you all know, having MS and also spinal bifida and Bell's disease and all these things that he was born with. So that is his norm. He knows nothing else. My husband was in a wheelchair up until he was 14 years old. He is a living, breathing, walking miracle. And I always thought that God told me that he's had such a hard life. And because he knows my heart, he knows the type of person I am and how tender my heart is towards people, that I was to always be there for him and always take care of him. When I say take care of him, I'm talking about if the inevitable happens. And I say that because with his disease, more than likely, he will one day, the percentage is high that he will return back to a wheelchair one day, because the diseases that he has attacks not only the muscles but also the bones. So one or the other is going to attack to a level that reverts him back to a wheelchair. I always had it in my head that I was going to be the one taking care of him one day. And I love him so that I was willing to do that with no problem, no hesitation. 1 second, you guys. That's probably him. Hello? Hello? Yeah, I'm not crying. How do you... I'm not crying, Daddy. What do you want? Huh? Huh? Babe, it's a bad connection. Just call me when you get home. I love you too. Bye-bye. He said, as soon as he answered the phone in the bad connection, he was like, I know you better stop all that daggone crying. Talk about connection and knowing your wife and knowing your husband. But anyway, to have him have to take care of me, um, I feel guilty like I did something wrong. I feel guilty like I let my family down. And although my issue was evidently laying dormant and laying and being there present way before I had my gastric sleeve. I just feel guilty because the gastric sleeve vitamin deficiency brought it out a little bit more, of course, but it still was always there. It's been there for years and years. Actually, some of what they found has been there. One was there all of my life, they said, um, and then that was the thyroid issue. And come to find out, that's what they said. It's been there for a bulk of my life. And the other things that they found that's been there for way beyond Pootie even been born, and he's 4. So, and then the issue that's going on with the legs and the feet, um, that's been there since Pootie has been born, and it stemmed from the problem pregnancy or the high risk pregnancy I had with him. So the vitamin deficiency with gastric sleeve, and that's a common thing amongst people that have had weight loss surgery. At times you do have vitamin deficiencies, and then at times it goes up, and then at times it goes down, or whatever. Some of it's our fault, skipping vitamins and things like that, and sometimes it's not, because sometimes you don't know what actual vitamins to take. So it all depends on the person and individual. But it made the nerves in my legs and my feet kind of like go on strike or get extra angry, and that's why it's to this level of pain, um, because what it's doing is it's sparking off electro. I forgot the word that they use, but it's sparking those things off and sending those electro whatever's to my brain and causing extreme pain. But I feel so guilty. I'm so used to taking care of people, and I'm so used to being the one that was the nurturer. And I feel guilty because I cannot do that right now. Because it's second nature for me to do those things. I do those things without effort. Some people say, well, you don't have to do this. It's not that I have to do it, because I don't have to do it. Truth be told, my family is very. We run our family like a machine, and a well-oiled machine at that. If you saw us perform as far as the business, it's like an assembly line, and we, all of us just click. It just automatically go into place like a puzzle piece. So I don't have to do it because they know how to do all of it. They, mean Nene, Daddy, even Pootie knows how to do certain things, make his own bed and stuff. And we do have roles. We all, they may do this, then Daddy may vacuum, and Mommy may cook. Um, so it's not like I have to do it all, but it's certain things that I consider my role that I can't do right now, and that bothers me because I enjoy doing my role. Um, I enjoy it because it's my way of showing love. It's my way of nurturing my family. Um, and again, it's my way of showing love. And for me to not be able to do it, it's almost like I am, I feel guilty because I'm not giving all of my love, it seems like to me. Daddy's constantly telling me not to feel guilty at all. It's nothing to say sorry about, because I say, I'm sorry, Daddy. And I look at the kids and I get a little sad because I almost want to say sorry to them, but they wouldn't understand why I'm saying sorry, so I don't even bother to do that. Um, but it's a certain level of guilt. Even going to this rehab, they told me, well, you can have a 24-hour alert, so go to the rehab. And Daddy was like, you know what, baby? No, I want you to separate yourself from the stress of, having to feeling like you got to cook and clean and things like that. And I want you to go and do what you got to do, and you get better at the rehab. Um, when you come home, if we need a nurse or whatever, he said he'll make sure that's taken care of. And, but making the decision to go to the rehab, because I could have denied it, of course. I could have said no. It carries a little bit, I carry a little bit of guilt because of that. Because again, I could have said no, no, I'm going home. And but I know me, if I go home, and Daddy knows me too, I'm going to skimp on what I'm supposed to do. When they say, well, you know, you have the nurse, but we have the therapist that needs to come today, I'm going to say, no, let me reschedule because I got this to do, or I just don't feel like being bothered today, or things like that. You know, I want to do this with the kids, or I want us to go out and do this with the family. And I know me, I'm going to back burner that, of which that needs to be done. And versus being at the rehab, I can't back burner it. I have to do it. They're going to make me do it, or you got to go. So, it's just when I sit and think, sometimes I have a low level of guilt because of it. But, you know, I just wanted to share that with you guys. I'm going to miss them so much. I'm going to miss them so much because you got to understand, I've already been away from them for a week and a half, basically. And now I got to be away again for at least another 2 weeks. So, and that's at least the key word. So, no, I just slow down. I just want to talk to you guys about it. That's it. That is all. But I thank you guys for tuning in. I thank you guys for standing by me. I thank you guys for encouraging me. I thank you guys for inspiring me. I thank you guys for getting me. I thank you guys, even if you don't get me, for riding with me despite and in spite. And I thank you guys for thumbing up the videos that I do. And that's your way of showing support, that you stand by me and that you support me. And I appreciate that, you guys. I really do, because sometimes everybody, by us being human, we can have a million people around us. You still feel alone sometimes. And I thank you guys for being there for me. And I'll talk to you guys later. On to the next video.